All right, thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. Just want to share with you some of the top stories that we are following right now. And as you can see, as I have on the bottom of the screen, your holiday weekend travel, of course, is top of mind for us. Of course, as always, the roads are going to be crowded. Certainly should prepare for a lot of traffic out there. My colleague Madeline Montgomery has a closer look.
I'm at Hyndai Avenue and 4th Street, which is right next to Dekalb Peachtree Airport. Take a look.
Friday morning is usually busy here at the airport, but it is next level today. The line to get into the main security checkpoint starting at the end of the atrium and then going through here. Now, we wanted to check on how long it's taking. I spoke with a woman at the back of the line. I got her number and she texted me when she made it through. It took her 45 minutes from the back of the atrium to get all the way through TSA. So it's not taking too long, but just a little bit longer than usual. So it is something to consider when you're planning out when to get to the airport if you're traveling this weekend. Airport officials are expecting over 2 million people passing through Atlanta's airport for the Memorial holiday. And we are going to be at the busiest airport in the country, but there are over 3 million Americans expected to be flying this weekend. So pretty much any airport you go to is going to be busy. TSA agents are going to be working a lot today, and they actually have made sure that they are fully staffed up, and so they're hoping to be getting people through security quickly, but they still are encouraging people to get to their flights super early so that they're able to get through to their gate on time. And we've been talking to folks about how their experience has gone so far.
I mean, at pre-check, it was a little long, but I've dealt with longer.
The best traveler is a well-informed traveler. Go to the website, atl.com, learn all about where you're going to park, figure out where you're going to go for the concessionaire once you're going through, and we've got near live updates for security lines.
Airport Madness is expected to last for this holiday through Wednesday, and today they are anticipating that 99,000 people are going to be screened through TSA here. That is the most people since the Super Bowl that was hosted here in Atlanta 2019, that Monday after. Reporting at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
All right, thanks to Madeline for that report there. Also want to let you know about this. Sorry, just a little delay changing some of the graphics to keep up with the story, but another massive electric vehicle battery plant is actually coming to Georgia, to Bryan County. I want to share with you this story on our website. This is a big one because Hyundai and LG have announced a $4.3 billion plant in Georgia. This would be to build batteries for electric vehicles. It's again going to be located in Bryan County, which is near Savannah, and it's going to be near Savannah. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reporting that it's part of the largest economic development project in state history. Senator John Ossoff spoke exclusively with Atlanta News First, saying it's a project that's been months in the making. Let's listen.
I led a trade mission to Korea in April, and a key objective of that trip was to secure this deal for the state. I was able to announce last night this $4 billion, 3,000 job investment is on its way to the Peach State.
And this plant is expected to break ground later this year. It'll begin battery production toward the end of 2025, so that's something that certainly we are going to continue following. Also want to let you know, this is unfortunate, there was a Dekalb County firefighter who was actually hurt battling a fire. It does seem to be that this firefighter is making a recovery, but it all happened during a house fire that he was working to extinguish. But Atlanta News First, Rebecca Schramm takes us to the scene now in Chamblee.
I'm at Hyndai Avenue and 4th Street, which is right next to Dekalb Peachtree Airport. Take a look. This is the house where firefighters concentrated their efforts this morning. We saw a little smoke still coming off of what's left of the house. It was about 5:15 this morning when the call came into dispatchers. The house was in flames when firefighters got here. No word of any occupants injured, but we have learned from the fire captain that one firefighter was injured when he tripped over a hose line and hurt his back. He was taken to the hospital for observation, a minor injury they're reporting. We're also learning an arson team is going to be coming to the scene to try to determine if this fire was intentionally set. Not much left of the house, as you can see. Firefighters still working to determine what exactly caused the fire. We will update you as we learn more. In Chamblee, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
Also want to update you on this story that has been a major story we have been following, of course. The Cobb County District Attorney's Office now saying it will not retry the Justin Ross Harris murder trial. Remember, Harris is the Georgia man who in 2014 left his toddler son, Cooper, to die in a hot car while Harris was at work. Well, the DA's office made the announcement just yesterday. It comes months after the state Supreme Court decided to overturn Harris's murder conviction. Harris was originally sentenced to life in prison. According to the DA's office, barring any further decisions, Harris will continue to serve his 12-year-long sentence on other charges related to the initial case. A little bit later today, coming up at 1 p.m., we're going to have an attorney join us live here on Atlanta News First Plus to kind of break down what this means, what are the implications, how this decision was reached, and a lot more here on Atlanta News First Plus. So we hope that you come back and join us for that. Also want to share with you this story, which many people are certainly finding very disturbing. This is about a Clayton County Correctional Officer who is now behind bars because he's actually accused of plotting an attack on an inmate. His name is Sean Hollinshead. He's accused of not only plotting but orchestrating this, what's being described as a vicious attack on an inmate that was in his custody. Sheriff LaVon Allen saying that Hollinshead knowingly placed this inmate in a high-risk housing unit, which led to a very brutal beating and stabbing, that this was all something that, again, was orchestrated by Hollinshead. So the now former correction officer, no longer a correction officer, he is in jail, along with other inmates who received additional charges related to this incident. Certainly disturbing allegations here that we're going to continue to follow here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. Also just want to give you an update on that Covington police officer. You know, remember earlier this week we told you about this Covington police officer who was shot in the line of duty. We're so happy to share a positive update with you that Officer Rashad Rivers is expected to make a full recovery, thankfully. He had surgery at Grady Hospital to fix his jaw because, you know, he had been shot in the face, according to Covington police, and he was responding to a domestic dispute at a hotel at the time. The suspect was shot by other responding officers, the suspect who is accused of actually shooting this officer, Officer Rashad Rivers. This suspect was shot by other responding officers, and he actually died on scene. But the positive news, of course, is this officer does seem to be on the road to recovery and is expected to make a full recovery. Well, thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joylyn Nakrin. Of course, we hope that you come back and join us for our updates coming up at 1 p.m., but also our next live newscast on our traditional broadcast will be at noon. Hope you join us for that. Thank you.